Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Hand of Fate. I'm Nye.
I'm Mako, and we're still trying to shadow agent our way.
I'm not being really stealth, let's just put it that way.
We are the stealthiest ninjas with
We
the
are-
Kraken, with the Kraken's sword, lightning from the gods.
And then all of a sudden, last episode happens. So Mako, did you have anything to say on the markup conversation?
See, I'm okay. For those who don't know, my educational background is in marketing.
Okay.
So I have viewpoints here.
Well,
I'm just
okay,
trying,
so
I'm just
let's-
trying to think of a good way to phrase them without sounding like a complete loon.
I'm curious. You have my
I
attention,
didn't
sir.
know that the markup on food was that high because I don't work in that field.
Oh,
I've never
it's-
worked
yeah.
in that field. At least in the cases where I've worked, I got to know roughly what the expected markup on the given item was going to be, and like tax was not an issue because tax is not an issue for a charity location.
Yeah, well, obviously.
You don't pay HST, you don't pay GST, you don't pay PST, whatever the ones are anymore. So that, but part of this is you're expected as a business owner to have a certain degree of markup. It's the only way you're going to make a profit.
Yeah, of course.
If you're selling at cost, then you're doing it wrong. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's obvious economics. If you're not making a profit, you aren't doing your job right.
So here's the thing. I understand the concept of wanting to dictate your... Like, I understand the desire to sort of know what you're paying up to, but that goes directly against the whole concept of the business. If you knew exactly what the markup is, and if other people know what the markup is, they have an unfair advantage.
No, they don't. Not if everybody has to do it.
Yeah, but then everybody's going to be expecting you to be as close to cost as possible.
Yes, and that's called business. They want you to do that anyways, they just don't know what the markup is. I get asked all the time, why does the store over there have a cheaper price than you do here? And I have to go, well, they have a better deal right now because they made a deal with the manufacturer. I don't have that deal. They know that they're selling cheaper than I am, and they're going to go over there because they're cheaper. Conversely, when I'm cheaper because we have a deal going on, we make more sales. Everybody knows to look for the sale anyways. It doesn't matter if they know what the markup is. The difference is when people ask why on normal prices, not sale prices, on normal prices, why is theirs more than yours? So for example, medicine, name brand versus generic. Same damn ingredients in some cases, not in all cases, but in some cases, same ingredients.
Nicely done.
So what's it gonna give me? Hey, oh, okay, we got, ooh, gold. But same ingredients, but the difference is the name brand, obviously name, but it's a higher markup. If people knew the markup was there, all of a sudden the name brand would have to be more competitive. Right now they don't have to be because it is purely the name. So the question is, if, you know, name brand, I think Advil acetaminophen? Is that what it is? Or is it Tylenol acetaminophen?
Don't remember, sorry.
I can't remember. But if name brand Advil/Tylenol was compared against off-brand and you knew what the markup was and it wasn't just, you know, this is priced higher, then you would buy one or the other. Most people I know, once you show them that the ingredients are exactly the same, or at least close enough, most people immediately start buying generic because all of a sudden they realize, oh, you mean this is just as good and costs like 2/3 as much? I will buy this instead. So until, you know, Tylenol starts doing something else that makes them a better deal, for example, making a bigger bottle, for example, or, you know, an easier lid to twist off or something, or shows that they're the better deal, whatever the case may be, until they do that, they are not going to get as many good sales, and it forces things to actually have a competition. It forces the product to become better. So I mean, I think that's the thing. By doing that sort of thing, you force competition, and you don't allow people, to take advantage. Like, good example, cable. Now, I don't know how true this is, so it's not my field, but I do have a number of customers who are, this is their field. They do work for, Cox, or insert your cable company here, and they say, yeah, we don't, we have tons of bandwidth, we just sell it out the ass because no one else does. And these are people who know the business. Now, again, I don't know how true this is. They might be talking out their ass for all I know. But if you knew that the markup on this was 400%, you might go, I should probably look for someone else. And then all of a sudden they'd have to increase their business practices. They couldn't just have downtime every so often because they wanted to, or, because they wanted to save costs instead of fixing it. They'd have to either reduce their prices or improve their business. I don't see a downside to it for the consumer, and it should be consumer-based.
Like, I see what you're saying. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I don't have a good response to it, but I see where you're going to it, but I'm not sure that really that is not how business works.
Oh yeah, I know it's not how business works. I think it's a little bit different because of the nature of my business. Because, I work in a business where I work in an industry really where we buy back the item that that we sell. And there's not a lot of other businesses that do this. Like, you really only ever see this happen again with cars for the most part. So we have people that come in and they go, hi, I want to sell this, and we give them a price. And one of the things I hear all the time is, well, how much do you sell it for? And generally my response is, it doesn't matter how much I sell it for. This is how much I'm buying it for. But I'm in a business where my markup, I tell you it outright. You ask me how much I'm buying it for, I tell you how much I tell you, and then you go look how much I'm selling it for, and you know my exact markup. There is no question on it. You have that information in front of you. And then you can decide if it's worth it or not. Now, a lot of people decide that it is. But you can see that. Because the other thing is, because I can show you that, I also have to make the decision to show it's a better deal. So I have lower prices, and I have better return policies, and whatever the case may be. We make these decisions in order to... We will definitely take the Dragon Claws. We had to make these decisions, but they have kind of developed a much... kind of hardier and more competitive business. So I think part of it is that I've seen that world where we do show it. But the problem is, it's the flip side of it that's also the problem. Because you have no idea how many people go, man, you make so much money on that brand new game. And we don't. Like, the markup on new games is abysmal. It's terrible. Oh my god. You have no idea how much, like, EA charges for every given copy of Madden, or Activision charges for every given Call of Duty. It's, I forget what the actual amount is. It's like $50, $55 a game in most cases, especially when they're brand new, and they sell for $60. So I think when people see that, oh, okay, so that's the way it is, they'd stop complaining about the cost of the new game. Because in a lot of cases, people complain to me going, man, why is Call of Duty $60 still? You're just trying to rip us off. No, I'm not. That's how much I pay for it. We make like $5 on that right now. So I think it would also make a savvier consumer. People would go, okay, well, this is an item that there's no markup. For example, apparently, there was a news report that I was watching that was saying that gasoline has a very small markup. Like, it's tiny for most places. They were interviewing... It was happening locally when gas was up to like $3 to $4 a gallon. And so there was a lot of anger, obviously, around the States about that. And so one news reporter went to went to an owner of a local gasoline station and said, hey, you know, people are very angry about this. What do you have to say for yourself? You know, why are you, you know, ripping people off at the pump? And the guy went to the back, grabbed his manifest, and showed exactly how much he was paying. And he was making cents on the gallon. Like, he was making nothing. He had to do it because, or he had to lower his prices because he was also fighting against all of the other gas stations that were also fighting for that sale. You know, they didn't really have much of a choice. Gasoline cost a ton per barrel at the time. You know, it was gigantically expensive. So every gas station was lowering their prices as much as they possibly could to kind of guarantee that sale for themselves. And so he was showing, like, I'm not making really anything. I'm making money elsewhere because that's what I have to make. And supposedly that's what it is. Supposedly they make money on the snacks as opposed to the gasoline itself. But, you know, that was helping people make decisions. Like, oh, well, if that's the case, let me go to, you know, whatever is Chevron that has the Techron edition or whatever it is, as opposed to going to this place, which has, you know, the really good, what have you, car wash that I never use. I guess I get to the question of what rights should the consumer have, because we give a lot of rights to the people selling it, but what rights should you have as a consumer?
There are consumer rights.
There are, yeah, and there's, you know, activists for this. They're literally called consumer rights activists. We have a name. But I'm kind of curious, just why is that not one? And I guess it might be a little bit hard to always tell because you also have stuff like R&D. So the question is, you know, a lot of people go, man, you know, this is one I hear a lot actually. Man, that game only costs like 10 cents to print. Why is it still $60? Because it costs like $48 million to make. But it's a good question. Like, at what point has that money been put back into their pockets? And shouldn't the price go down after that? As far as I understand, that's kind of the big deal going on with EA. The story I've been hearing is that you've been hearing that, like, EA supposedly gets sued every year for every Madden they make. And supposedly it's because the money always goes, instead of making the game better, it goes towards paying the NFL players for their likenesses. And I have no idea how true that is. I just hear rumors because I work in a store. But I would not be surprised at all, because if you watch EA, you always see that, like, certain features go away for a year and they come back 2 years later. So it's something you kind of notice after a while. So my question is that true? And then the question is, okay, so what part of those development costs should the consumer have to pay? Which was, as far as I understand, what the lawsuit was all about. So maybe that would fix that. If you knew what that was, all of a sudden, okay. Well, maybe I want to, you know, maybe I want to buy, I don't know, NFL or NBA Live this year instead of NBA 2K, because Live is at least putting its money towards development. Just one of those things. We force companies to report a lot of things. Why is that not one of them? Where that money goes? Not necessarily to payroll, but just like, you know, split by split.
You are silent.
Because as far as I'm aware, if you're a publicly traded company, some of that stuff you have to show anyways. I don't know how much you have to show, because I never looked into it, but supposedly you have to show a certain amount of where your money goes. You have to be audited. You have to be this, that, and the other.
Right.
So I guess that becomes the question. You know, does that stuff have to be shown? Can I see that? Can I go, how much does Walmart pay for this, so I know why their prices are so low? Because I'd be curious. Because I'm always hearing that complaint. Walmart's prices are so low because they abuse, they abuse labor by third world countries. Now I'm kind of curious. Okay, show me the labor costs. I want to see it. I'll believe you if you can show that to me. Is that shown somewhere? I'm actually trying that strategy that I talked about last episode, to see if I can just leave these two up. This is gonna bite me so hard in the ass, I'm sure of it, but just gonna kite these guys around a little bit. Why do you have Oh, okay. Oh, okay, that sucked. Trying to dodge that so hard. This strategy is working. Why did I never try this strategy before?
Don't know. Because we thought it might, possibly because you thought it might not work.
Possibly. Ow. That was bad. Die, please. Die, please. There he goes. Okay. Here. No? Doesn't hit you? Please? No? Doesn't hit. Okay. Apparently the poison dart does not hit, does not even hit scales. I mean, it does. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Bitten in the ass. Got. Oh, never mind. That's not bad, that bad.
You're not dead yet.
I'm, like, in a bad way, but I'm not dead yet.
Not dead yet.
So apparently the way it goes on is that it only wants you to be fighting 2 scales at once. Just 2. So the way it works is that it checks to see how many scales do you have on screen at once. And then if you have less than 2, it spawns the remainder.
What were you trying to work out if you had to, if the king could keep the
Someone said it. Someone claimed that you can kill the Kraken if the king's alive. One of our viewers. I don't know how true that is, and I haven't. Not really trying to check it because I'm trying to survive this. Okay. The problem is I'm using a base weapon to try to kill the king. I haven't gotten anything better yet. Oh my god, that was so close. Ah. Die, king. Oh god. Move, 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 move. Move, move, move. I mean, I might have to figure this out soon, but... Oh, king's dead. Haha! I win! Okay. I just have to not get hit by this freaking tentacle when it happens. Oh, you dick. Oh, you whore. You whore. You complete douchebag.
Did he just squash you?
No, I'm fine. I'm alive. I'm probably not going to stay alive, but I'm alive. No, I killed the king. He immediately spawned 2 more lizards.
Oh.
Which could have killed me. Oh, of course you spawn on the right-hand side. How nice of you. Apparently, as long as you hit him, he can't blow fire. I live. By the way, speaking of whores. So my sister, who is not a whore.
That is not a segment.
Let me just make sure when I seg over into that, I make it clear that I'm not talking about my sister. So my sister was watching a BuzzFeed something or other on her tablet the other night.
Sure that's the right.
And I entered her room. We were talking about something or other, and I wanted to see what she was looking at. So I talked to her. I said, "Hey, what are you looking at?" We looked. And I wasn't really interested in what she's looking at, because she's always doing product reviews on stuff that she's looking into.
Okay.
So I kind of ignore that. But I noticed on the sidebar of YouTube, it was recommending a video, and all of a sudden I was curious, because I was curious what the heck, how could this be not the thing it looked like? And it was something like The Lesbian Princess, episode 6, Sleeping with the Jester, or something like that. And I immediately went, there is no way that this is not what it looks like.
Okay.
Also, apparently if you say no to the Hell Totem, that's when it puts Hell Beasts into your deck. That's kind of cool.
Okay.
I kind of like it.
Oh, well, that makes sense actually, because if the totems are supposed to suppress the thing, if you're destroying the totems, or if you're powering the totems or whatever it is, then you're letting the hell beasts go free, which means that you're going to run into them sooner or later.
Yeah, I just think it's interesting that that's actually how that works. So I looked at it, and I looked at it's an 8-minute long, or not, or 6 or 8 minute long video. It's nothing. But I was kind of curious. I was thinking, what the hell could this be? Is it seriously just the exact thing it looks like? And it turns out it's the exact thing it looks like. It is a good-looking girl who is supposedly a princess of like a medieval land, and she is surrounded by multiple other characters, all of which are female, except for apparently the king, because obviously. And apparently she just ends up sleeping with every single one, as far as I could tell from the 20 seconds of this I watched. You know, it's when we last left our princess, she was in the bed from when she had been with the gardener or whatever it was. That is the exact point I stopped paying attention. And I went, do we have a word for lesbian exploitation stuff? There's blaxploitation, I've heard of that. There's jail exploitation. Do we have a lesbian exploitation word? I was legitimately surprised by this.
What will you do with that?
Maybe I shouldn't have been, but I was. And my sister just looked at me and she's like, what did you expect out of this? And I'm like, you know what? I don't know. I don't know what I expected to see. It's just the weirdest thing. Like, I would expect, if I was surfing someplace like Pornhub or something, like one of the porn videos, that's where I would expect to see that. Not on YouTube.
No. A fortune teller.
I mean, maybe I should expect that on YouTube.
When they begin to believe their own lies.
And now now there's 50 people who are going to go look this up to see if I'm telling the truth.
My powers are genuine.
Mako might be one of them because I hear typing in the background.
No. While I'm watching you, I'm also actually doing some writing. Unfortunately, not of the salacious material.
Oh, hey, we got some $5 words coming out of you today.
Well,
Not intended.
I don't have a response for that.
I didn't tell you about. Did I tell you the story a couple months ago about the priest that came into my store? Did I mention that story?
No, you didn't.
I forget exactly the exact details, but I was closing up, and actually this is going to lead me to a question to a question for you a little bit later on, so don't let me forget this.
Okay.
I was closing up. It was like 9:05. We close at 9. I had just taken care of my last customer, and I don't know if company follows this rule, but the rule of my district is, hello there. New card,
Hello.
Hellbeast's Attack. The activated underworld totems are causing more Hellbeasts from the land. Draw 2 monster cards. So it's like 9:05. I'm closing my shutters, and the rule is someone told me about this. This is the Jack of Plague as a Hellbeast.
Oh, so we do get a face card Hellbeast.
Well, I don't know if it was considered to be a face card, but it is actually. You can tell it's the Jack. Like I can tell by its outline. But so it's 9:05. I'm closing up my shutters, and then all of a sudden I get a phone call. And you got to remember that I live in the New Orleans area. We have parishes instead of counties. It's a fairly religious area. And I get a phone call, and he said, "Hi, this is Father such and such from such and such a school. I really need to buy a couple controllers and a game for a summer camp tomorrow. I know you're probably already closed. Can I please come get something?" And I went, "Yeah, why not? I'm still here." So I left my doors open, waited for him. He came around 5 minutes later because he works for a school right down the street. As I said, remember, this is New Orleans. We have religious schools. I don't know how they get around the whole separation of church and state thing, but I guess they're private schools or something. I don't know. So he comes over, and it was kind of interesting because, you know, he's buying Halo, and immediately I'm like, okay, a priest is in here buying an M-rated game. This is kind of odd. But he's buying Halo. He buys an extra controller just in case. And then I'm kind of curious, you know, why are you in here at like 9:10, grabbing this game? It's like, oh, I have 100 kids who are coming to a summer camp tomorrow. And I'm like, oh, okay, that makes perfect sense. Gotcha. Good on you.
Sorry, what was his reasoning?
He had 100 kids coming to a summer camp the next day.
That's a pretty good reason.
Yeah, it's a pretty good reason, right? But, you know, my associate who was helping me close the store was taking out the trash. So they went into the back room as this occurred. I'm going to go down to the Ghost. Then, well, no, I'm just going to go to the Minotaur. I'm just going to go to the Minotaur. So they come back and they go, hey, so what did he want? And I told them, you know, he's coming because he has a bunch of kids. And they said, huh. I forget the exact wording, but it was something like, huh, expect a priest to have 100 kids coming.
Oh.
Uh-huh. So I obviously had to spread this joke to the rest of the people in my district. I'm so amazed that I did not get in trouble for this joke. That said, really, really nice guy, and I forget how the topic came up, but he learned I worked in pizza, and he actually gave me a tip on how to make really, really good pizza sauce. So, really nice guy. But he did the thing that I really wish he wouldn't do. The one thing. There's only one thing that I would have wanted a priest to not do. And that is say to me, hey, so I bet you wouldn't expect a priest to be coming to a store like this, huh? Because, yes, I'm thinking it, but we don't... It's the elephant in the room. Leave it under its sheet. We don't have to talk about it. Not necessary. And the fact was, it was also the parting comment. He said it as he was leaving. And it's like, no, people play games. I understand you're a priest, but that's what you do, not who you are. I understand. It's your job. And, you know, life calling. That's cool. That's about as far as I need to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
But, so here's the question. Because this came up tonight. Damn. Failed it again. So here's the question. What are your responsibilities to your customers after you close? So what by that I mean, if you have closed for the night, so it's after closing time. You close at 9. It is now 9:15. So first of all, what do you owe the customers in your store? So this is something that comes up all the time. This guy's been in here since 8:30. He came at the better yet, he's been in here since 8:55. He came at the very last minute. Do I have a shop somewhere? I do have a shop. Haha, I'm going to live.
All games are about power, are they not?
But you know, he came in at 8:55 and he wants to browse. It's now 9:15. What do you owe this person? Do you have to stay like let's assume that we're not talking about what should you do. The question is what do you have to do? Do you have to stay open for him? Is this something that you like or should you be expected to stay open? Because I know companies that will shove you out the door the second the closing bell rings. Like, you're done. Someone comes up to your door at 9:15. You've been closed for 15 minutes, but your registers aren't shut down yet. What do you owe them? I'm kind of curious because this actually happened tonight. I was shutting my doors, and my employee was leaving because I had them leave early tonight. So my employee's leaving, and as they're leaving, they glance at the front door and they tell me, "Hey, customer's outside."
How unpleasant.
I looked out my window and I saw that this was indeed the truth. There was a customer standing right outside.
Or did I rush you through the rules?
And so I continued closing the shutter I was closing, but I pointedly did not lock the door. You know, I was like, okay, you know, if they decide they want to come in my door before I close all of my other shutters and then close the front door, I will serve them. And they came to the front door and they said, hey, this is all I need. It's something really quick. And I'm like, sure, I can take care of you. So we took care of them and they left. But they were very thankful that I stayed open. But the question is, was that something I had to do? Was that polite? Was that something that politeness requires of me? Because I'm kind of curious, because it is definitely impolite to come after we're closed. You had all day. We open at like 10 a.m. So, is it something that good manners dictate I should stay open? Or is it that, it is good manners for me to do so, but it is not a required thing for me to do so?
Yeah, I'm in favor of social graces, but there is a limit. And if you are open also pretty late, I'm gathering.
Well, we're open till 9 p.m. So that's a little bit longer than some stores and a little bit less than others. I know some companies that open till 10, and I know other companies that are only open until 7. So, and we're the last. I think we're the last store to close in my strip mall. So we're open after everything else in the strip mall is closed, but the Walmart down the street from me is open later than I am. So your mileage may vary. But I've had people who will be doing a late night launch for a game, and I'll have a person come in not because they're coming for the launch, but because they just decided they wanted to come to my store at 11:55. Man, I just need a game. I know it's almost midnight, but let me go see if that store is open. And it won't be this won't be the normal day everybody expects my store to be open is Monday night, because games always come out on Tuesday. So, okay, look. If you're man, I bet you that store is open tonight because I bet there's a game coming out or something. That's one thing. But we're starting to see some non-standard late-night launches on Thursday nights because some games like Doom and Call of Duty are coming out on Fridays now. So I'm talking about the guy who comes in on Thursday night expecting me to be open at 12 o'clock. Now, let's ignore the fact that I am. But, sometimes we don't make a huge deal out of it because it's a last-minute thing. I just happen to notice that we have some extra hours that I can use in my payroll, and I can now take care of customers and kind of stay open. Mm-hmm. So, let's say it's just 9:30. Let's not even say, late 12 o'clock. It's 9:30. My registers are not closed, but I have counted down. My bars are down, doors locked, open sign is off. What do I owe that customer? And if I don't owe them anything, how late should I stay open before I don't owe you anything anymore? That's the question. Assume all things being equal, assume that my company is as money hungry as any other company.
Interesting choice.
It's a weird thing, because I hate doing it to a company, especially if I know they're closing. But here's the flip side. So the other side of that particular coin is the places that want to close early. And I get so pissed at them. And the biggest, and I love this, the biggest offender of this is Panda Express. And I don't understand this. Because this is a food place, right? So it is my assumption that number one, you are open. Number one, your open sign's on. So I think I can make a pretty safe assumption that you're open. Number two, you're open for another 15 minutes. I know this because I know what your open hours are. Number three, you're a company. You wish to make money. I know this because I live in a capitalist society where people like to make money. Assuming all of these things are correct, why do I come to this place at They close at 10. I came at 9:45. And I have a woman standing that works for the company, standing in the window, making that, like flat hand going over throat indication of do not come here. What the hell? I honestly don't get it. Now, keep in mind, you have a very different thing at this point that happens if you're talking to me or you're talking to my mom. Because I will just not go to this place. And I'll go, okay, you don't want my business. And I will find someone who does want my money. Because believe me, I will find a company who wants the money I'm about to hand over. My mom will go right up to this window and she will order and she will raise hell if you try to say anything. Like, fire and brimstone. What the hell do you mean I can't order anything? You're open for another 15 minutes. You better put something on the grill. It makes me even laugh even more with Panda Express is that if they just don't feel like cooking another wok. Like, there's like, oh yeah, we don't close for another 30 minutes, but now we're not making any more fried rice. We're out of it. What do you mean you're out of fried rice? Oh, it's too late for us to make it. No, you're going to make fried rice because I'm the customer and I'm ordering something. It's not my fault that you didn't make enough and you decided not to make any for the customers that are coming before you're closed.
Ingenious.
So I guess, is that's how she acts. I personally hate that. Because, like, I would hate to be the guy working at that store, at that counter. But the thing is, I have to admit, she has a point. They are still open. Like, that's the thing. They are not closed yet. So, like, at what point should we go, yeah, you're not closed. You don't get to just say, no, I can't place my order. Now, it is definitely a different thing if they are legitimately out of something. Because I have gone to places, and I don't get how this happens. But no, we can't. We're like actually out of like fries. I don't know how that happens. To be honest,
that can happen. It's just not.
It can, but then you're like, yeah. Can I talk to your district manager and tell him he needs to teach you either how to not waste food or how to order better, because one or the other needs to happen in your store. But ignoring that,
like, this is something that sort of this is actually thinking of. Oh, really?
I know. I saw it. Yeah, I'm annoyed.
This is something else that's been getting on my nerves. Okay, it's just thinking about not having stuff in stock, sort of thing. Okay, again, I'm in marketing, and a part of the course we get is covering things like, making sure, chain of supply and all that is kept.
Yeah.
Problem is, thing is, we were always taught that, Best Buy.
Yep.
No, not Best Buy. It's,
choose one. You've gone to two different companies now.
Sorry, the one or the other. There's one that wasn't native. Sorry, I'm getting the
City, Future Store, whatever it's called.
Sort of. It's sort of, they sell everything, literally, not just tech. I think it was Walmart. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, it was Walmart. Sorry, I'm getting these mixed up. They were sort of the guys who invented the just-in-time kind of delivery thing, right?
Right.
They're
No. Okay.
They are basically used as the example of chain of the supply chain.
Yeah.
Local Best Buy has now come to the point where you can't, like, I've walked in there on a half a dozen different cases now and looked at the shelves in certain sections, generally the electronics and the game section, and said, I could go into a corner store and get a better selection than this.
Yeah, they're just the shelves are empty.
They are not like, it's not just that they're not refilling, they're not even bothering to try. And this really bugs me for some reason, because these guys were supposed to be the example.
I mean, I've had an issue lately. I've been trying to hunt down Let people know, the reason why you guys don't see any console games lately is that I don't have a good way to record console games at the moment. And I've been trying to get a replacement capture card. And the one I've been aiming for, because I've heard really good things about it, is the Razer Ripsaw. It's the new Razer capture card that came out a couple weeks ago. You cannot find these things for love nor money. They're advertised like everywhere. You cannot find them. I have checked Walmart, Best Buy, and I forget who else I checked. But there are none of these things within, I think, 250 miles of Louisiana. In anywhere. And, you know, I kind of want to avoid ordering it because I just didn't want to pay for shipping. But at this point, I might as well have because I've been waiting to try to get one for 2.5 weeks. But I think it's a little bit different on an ordering thing because, you know, personal experience shows we didn't expect us all of a sudden. Every so often, we get just a stream of people looking for one specific game. And for somehow, they're not, like, they don't know each other. But the one that sees us the most is actually Skate 3. We'll see no sales in this title for 2 months. And then all of a sudden, we will sell every Skate 3 in stock within 2 hours. On all systems. And then we'll have people still coming in and asking, hey, do you have Skate 3? Hey, do you have Skate 3? Or an even better example, actually a recent example, which will date this, but fine, is recently, Microsoft and the Xbox One set Call of Duty Black Ops 1 as backwards compatible. And what that has meant is that, again, using the same phrase I used earlier, you could not find, for that week, you could not find a Call of Duty Black Ops 1 for love nor money. Like, it was nowhere. I was searching 50 miles out and could not find one. Because the second that happened, everybody came in to buy one. So there are times that we're sold out because no one has one, because some event happened that there was literally no predicting. How could we know that Microsoft would, on that day, on that Sunday, make that announcement? We couldn't get every store to have one. Now, we restocked as fast as we possibly could, but it still took us about 5 days to restock, because it takes 3 days to ship, 1 day to unpack, and then it took us 1 to 2 days, response time.
That, you know, that sort of thing I can understand. But to give this example, like, I walk in there and you can see on the shelf, like, you know, new releases stuff on the shelf, the standard, you know, games there, and they'll have two or three of the new releases shelves will be completely empty. Yeah. And I will go in there the next week, you know, a week thereafter, because I tend to go for Chinese food about once a week at the same place, and I'll stop there to get some soda on the way home, and I'll take another look, and it will be absolutely clear that these people have not even bothered to try to restock. It's not that they even got restocked and bought out. Like, cobwebs are forming here.
I think the worst one is when it's obvious they're not. Like, it gets obvious that they half-hearted it.
Yeah.
And this has happened a couple times to me recently. I was deciding to eat a bunch of chicken nuggets for my lunch. And so I ordered a 20-piece chicken nugget because I was really damn hungry and I only eat about 2 meals a day. I feel I have to be defensive on this one. So I ordered myself a 20-piece chicken nugget. And the first 10 or so pieces were hot, fresh, delicious. The next 7 pieces were hot, fresh, and delicious. And then the last 3 pieces were cooler and rubbery. And I went, so you made a new set, but you decided to give me some of the old ones that have been sitting around for a while? You restocked. And the thing was, I was also forced to wait for the cook. Which, I have already ranted about how much I hate the whole parking bullshit that restaurants do nowadays. Specifically fast food. But, you know, first of all, they made me wait for it. So I had to wait to get my food, which, fine. But, you know, if it's something like freaking chicken nuggets, why do you not have this on hand? Like, that feels like one of those things that you should have, like, 7,000 of at all times, because they order all the time.
I made that a little too
There's a
powerful.
place near me that one of the pizza places that does something like that that really confuses me and confuses me
Oh, hey,
with that
made
sort
some
of
traps.
Win
With the
this
token.
and claim
Ooh.
my token.
You discover another of the Goblin King's treasure vaults. Will you try your luck at plundering his wealth once more? Sure. Apparently, this extra length session will actually... Oh, this is a new design! This is a new one!
And there's gold lying around.
There is! I wonder if there's a treasure chest. Let's look for one. There is! Let's just open that real quick.
Nice. Anyway,
Wow,
there's
this is kind of cool.
there's a Little Caesars right by near my house.
Ew.
That's like it's
All kinds of ew.
but it does trade chiefly in crazy bread, because let's face it, everybody goes there for the crazy bread. Even if you don't like it,
Okay.
you still want the crazy bread. Okay, hang on, 25 gold, 40
And
gold,
that token.
and a token. Now the thing is, there's several kinds of crazy bread. There's the
Oh,
regular.
hello.
Hello. Oh,
And
wow.
now goblins. They're back! We've been missing them forever!
Token if you succeed.
We haven't seen goblins in so long. And I didn't miss them, god damn it.
Pretty sure they just
I
torqued the
don't.
sword.
Yeah, they took my hammer. Okay, I don't need a reintroduction to goblins. I've fought them before, thanks. They also took my shield, apparently. Or did I not
And some
have a
of your
shield?
food.
I can't remember.
And some of your food and gold as well.
It's okay, I'm gonna get it all back. It's not like it's a thing. Okay, that's my hammer. No, you don't get to do... Nope, 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 stay there. I'll get you later. Give me my stuff back. Give me my stuff back. Okay, and you. No, you're not going anywhere. I was just getting my stuff. Pain in the ass. But we're getting tokens. It may be tokens I've already earned, but we're getting tokens. As you prepare to continue your journey, you notice a small figure hiding in the shadows nearby. You pounce on the creature and drag it into the light. Hello, my boy. What a coincidence meeting you here? Mr. Lionel exclaims sheepishly, having a spot of goblin trouble. Mr. Lionel gives a deep sigh, sits back down, and says, well, funny thing, really. I wanted the crown to blackmail my way into the city, but it turns out that this way is much better. He goes on to explain how, after learning that a brazen human thief had dared to raid the Goblin King's own treasure vault, stealing the king's crown no less, he sent word to the king that he could help get it back in exchange for ending his exile. All I had to do was agree to help his guards find you, and he revoked my banishment. While the crown remains stolen, he can continue to rule by default. He needs me to help him make sure nobody else gets it first. I suppose he'll keep trying to find the crown, but I'm sure you can deal with his lackeys, eh, lad? Mr. Lionel produces a horn from an inner pocket, plays a quick sharp note, and a magical portal appears behind him. Don't let this world get you down, friend. You never know when luck will go your way. With that, he grabs his toes, rolls backwards into the portal, and vanishes. The guard's token is now yours. Mr. Lionel, we're not friends anymore. You're a jackass. Also hellbeasts. Wonder how often these are going to show up. Yeah, the Jack is not explicitly stated to be a hellbeast.
Okay.
He's just part of a 4 of hellbeasts. It doesn't actually show him as a singular hellbeast.
He's a
or
big
as
guy.
yeah, he's just a big one. That's all he's going to be apparently. But yeah,
Anyway.
had my chicken nuggets, and some of them were rubbery, and I went, not only did you not have it in stock, you made me wait to have it in stock, and then you gave me the old ones anyways.
Yeah, there's just anyway. I was gonna mention this thing about the sticks.
Okay.
No, as I
Sticks.
said, everyone goes to the Little Caesars when they go to Little Caesars because they want the bread. They want the crazy bread. That's sort of the thing. They have 2 kinds nowadays. They got the regular kind, and they've got the stuffed crazy bread. I happen to like the stuffed crazy bread. Don't judge me.
I'm not a fan of Little Caesars, but you do your you do you.
They're cheap and they're easy to get a hold of most of the time. Anyway, so, but they have this really weird thing. They only have specific items on the menu at very specific times of day. Like, you can only get crazy bread, the stuffed crazy bread, between 4 and 8 p.m.
More health to work with. Much good mate.
You can only get certain kinds of pizza between, between opening and about 2 in the afternoon, and they list certain items as quote hot and ready unquote, which means that you should theoretically be able to walk in and take it off and get it off the shelf. But while you don't have to wait for them to make it up fresh for you, there's no guaranteeing that what you get is going to be there's no guaranteeing that what you get is going to be that fresh.
And that's why I don't like Little Caesars. No, well, I also think their pizza tastes like cardboard. But
Between worlds.
I think if there's a difference when you make your own.
Be, yet is.
Like, it might just be, personal conceit, but back when I did work for the pizza company, we did do a thing where we did a taste test of other nearby pizzas. And we bought a pizza from every nearby company and kind of tested them against our own. And it may be a conceit that when you're, like, physically doing every step of yours... Now, keep in mind, obviously I didn't, make the meats and things like that. But I did quite frequently, I was cutting onions, cutting green peppers, I was making pizza sauce, I was making the dough, things like that. I was doing a lot of that stuff. So we definitely considered our pizza to be the best. Now, part of that was, hi, I'm employed by you and I want to keep my employment. But also, it was very much we legitimately thought that. But the interesting thing was, not a single one of us even bothered to try the $5 hot and ready pizza from Little Caesars. We didn't even bother. Like, that was the one pizza that no one in the entire room, and we had like 10 employees plus the boss plus his brother, nobody bothered trying it because we knew.
Well, there's near my house. There's 3 different pizzerias. Are you waiting for something specific?
To close the episode, but continue.
Oh, okay. We got 3 different pizzerias around here: Pizza Hut, Domino's, and Little Caesars. So we get our choices. By and large, my family prefers Domino's. Little Caesars charges. Oh, not Little Caesars. Pizza Hut charges out the wazoo, and they've screwed up a delivery at least once. We
go with Domino's. I'm getting irritated with them because there's 2 stores. My company has 2 stores of the exact same name. It's the same company. Within about 500 feet of each other. No, more than that. Maybe 1/10 of a mile of each other. That's 500 feet. That is, right? Yeah. Anyways, we're within 5 minutes walking distance, put it that way. Every time I order from Domino's, no matter what, and I have put in our address, a statement of we're not that one, and I give the address of the one we're not, they always deliver to that address. And then they get told by that address, you've got the wrong store again. And then they bring it to my store. They frequently forget to bring my soda that I order. So I'm just close to not ordering from them anymore because it's not that hard to read a goddamn address. Especially not when I don't do this anymore because I was trying to. It's expensive and I was trying to lose a little bit of weight. But I used to order from them about once every 2 weeks or once every week because I had no way of leaving my store at the time. So I was ordering like once a week. They were still getting it wrong.
Yeah.
You see my store once a week. My name is in your address book. I tip well.
Clearly not well enough.
$5 a pizza. $5 delivery.
That's pretty good.
No, that's good. Because that's... I forget how much it ends up being. That's like... My standard order's $20, so I'm tipping you 25%. Yeah. My standard order's $20. I'm tipping 25%. And mostly because I used to do delivery, so I know how much that job sucks. But we are less than... We are, like, a half a mile from this store. And they already... I know they get... The delivery charge not paid to the driver. Yes, it is. It's about $1 to driver. You pay them for mileage. I'm paying you a lot. It's already upcharged. And I'm giving you a $5 tip. Get here on time. get here with my stuff and go to the right goddamn store. I should not learn that you're coming to my store because the other store told me you were. That's just ridiculous. And unfortunately, guys, that's out for us. We gave you a double-length episode today because we're just that generous. And we'll catch you guys next time.